Azathoth, Nyarlathotep, Hastur. All scary, no-nonsense monsters from the extended Lovecraft universe. All very capable of ruining everything you've ever loved, and everything you've ever dreamed of loving. They are powerful, insanely so. So monstrous in influence that it's unlikely any human will fully understand the true scope of their strength. These are terrifying beings that you would not want to come across at any point. Simply seeing them might turn your mind to mush. So instead, we're going to discuss some of the less omnipotent, more strictly strange monsters of the cosmic variety. Sure, the big shots are pretty weird, but in a nameless, faceless kind of way. The ones we'll discuss today are weird, and you can point out exactly why. Not every being from the Cthulhu mythos has to wreak havoc across the world, right? Hello horror heads, and welcome back to the scariest channel on YouTube, Top 5 Scary Videos. I'm your horror host Keegan Hughes, and today we're counting down the top 5 strangest Lovecraftian monsters. Weird enough that you'll never be able to forget them, so get ready with that brain scrubber. Before we get going, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more cosmic chaos. Outstanding. Let the weirdness commence. Kicking us off at number 5, we've got Brown Jenkins. Yeah, that makes me uncomfortable. Debuting in the Dreams in the Witch House, this little rat creature thing is just terrible. Imagine running into this down some dark alley. I'd check myself right into the mental hospital. A large, fuzzy, four-legged creature with jagged teeth and a human face, Brown Jenkins is the animal familiar to the witch Keziah Mason. A lovely quote from the story reads, "Witnesses said it had long hair and the shape of a rat, but that its sharp-toothed, bearded face was evilly human while its paws were like tiny human hands. It took messages betwixt old Keziah and the devil and was nursed on the witch's blood, which it sucked like a vampire. Its voice was a kind of loathsome titter, and it could speak all languages." So it's got a beard, human paw hands, and drinks witch blood like a baby vampire. Got it. It hangs out in the darkness of the witch house, scuttling around and nuzzling folks at odd times. In the same story, young Walter Gilman takes up residence there and begins having nightmares featuring Keziah and Jenkins. As the dreams become more vivid and sacrificial, Walter starts to think they might be real. One night, he couldn't take the visions anymore and killed Keziah during a sacrificial ritual. Without a master, Brown Jenkins was lost. Oh, what was he to do? Oh yeah, burrow his way into Walter's chest and eat his heart while in full view of another tenant. Delicious. If a heart-eating rat man isn't enough to put something on the top 5 strangest list, I don't know what is. Coming in at number 4, Nightgaunts. Another dream beast, these oily xenomorph-looking faceless fiends are based on Lovecraft's childhood sleep paralysis demons. If you thought your sleep paralysis demons were bad, imagine hallucinating while having a mind like Howard over here. Oh goodness me. Black humanoid beasts with smooth, whale-like skin, pointed horns, bat wings, paws, and barbed tails constantly lashing about. These really are the things of nightmares. Quiet as the night, these things never spoke, laughed, or even breathed. In fact, they had no faces at all. Smooth as a baby's bottom up top. The worst thing about them is their method of incapacitating victims. Nightgaunts, while striking imposing figures, are no fighters. Instead, they rely on stealth and tickling. Yes, you heard me right, they tickle their victims. After swooping in on an unsuspecting bystander, they will grope and grapple and tickle them in ways to make them uneasy, ashamed, and upset. Their tails often find certain spaces between that most folks would rather remain unfondled. Once thoroughly incapacitated, the gaunts can carry the person up to great heights and drop them, often resulting in death. They're also quite formidable on rooftops or in places with plenty of stairs. Sometimes they can be quite helpful though. In the dream quest of unknown Kadath, they sort of act as the flying monkeys of the story, causing mayhem but also flying people to where they need to be. It's a love-hate deal with these things, which only makes sense in along with the strangeness ranking. At one point it was theorized that they served Nyarlathotep, but later it was revealed that they revere Nodens as their lord and master. Watch out though, it has been said that even Earth's gods are afraid of them. Coming at number 3, we've got Shoggoths. Shapeshifters without shape. I don't know if that's contradictory or not. Not that it matters, we're talking cosmic horror here. Transmutations are pretty standard among Lovecraftian beasts, but these things are unique, okay? They were genetically engineered by the Elder Things to be used as servants and slaves. Their most common application was in underwater construction, which put their gelatinous, almost amoebic forms to good use. Originally they were created to be mindless drones, but over time they mutated and developed consciousness. The Shoggoths, of course, were not too happy about how they were being treated. Eventually, through hard work and determination, they unionized and got fair compensation and benefits for their labor. Nah, I'm just kidding. They violently rose up and drove their masters to extinction. Way to go, champs. So proud of you. Nowadays, they live out their lives as sentient blobs of gelatinous flesh, rolling around the less visited areas of Earth. Self-shaping, Shoggoths are capable of shifting into whatever form it may need. This includes growing new organs and hardening into less than gelatinous substances. Most of the time, they'll remain as rolling bunches of eyes, mouths, and pseudopods. Suction is very important to them after all. In fact, it's how they kill things. They envelop their victims and then generate enough suction force to decapitate. Imagine that, having your head blown off by sheer suction. Stop thinking what you're thinking. Like the cold vacuum of space, you freaks. As the Shoggoths prefer to chill in the Antarctic and deep in the ocean, it's not uncommon for them to work alongside the deep ones. Just a bunch of unsightly abominations hanging out in the ocean. Goals. Unfortunately, the Shoggoths haven't completely escaped subjugation. Another member of the Strangest Club are known for conducting experiments known as mind grafts that let them telepathically control the goose spheres. And these beasts are known as... Number 2. Mikko. Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff? They are not. No, these are a race of fungus-based aliens. And they are super technologically advanced. I'm talking insane, species-altering skill with surgery, biology, chemistry, and mechanics. They can just experiment on stuff until it's totally changed. And boy, do they like messing with humans. These big, pink, crustaceous funguses are covered in fleshy bits with heads full of antennae. They've got large claws and some bat-like wings that work a lot better in space than they do on Earth. Plus, they can't be photographed. Their bodies are made up of otherworldly material and our puny human cameras just can't keep up. Although some of these features might lump them in with vampires, they don't have blood on the mind. Nope. Mikko are more interested in human brains, specifically for experimenting. They're known for snagging still living human brains and putting them into brain cylinders for transportation. These tubes can then be attached to external devices to allow it to see, hear, and speak again. However, the brain still functions while inside of the tube, allowing the human thought process to continue while being deprived of any and all senses. Sounds like hell, doesn't it? Some total I have no mouth and I must scream vibes here. It appears that Mikko worship Nyarlathotep and a couple other outer gods, which may have something to do with their alien moral system. Of course we're gonna think they're evil and terrible and weird for stealing our brains, but we just don't understand the inner machinations of their minds. They're doing this to further the development of the universe. Thank you. And lastly, at number 1, the Hounds of Tyndalos. You've heard of angles, now get ready for devils. The House of Tyndalos can be both. These are extra-dimensional predators that will materialize anywhere, anytime, just to get a taste of their time-traveling prey. Known to inhabit the angles of time, they like to prey on curve dwellers like us whenever they can. Little is known about their appearance as very few victims survive, but it is said that they have hollow proboscises for draining their prey dry. Like a big living Capri Sun. They also tend to leave behind blue pus-like goo wherever they feed. As angle dwellers, the hounds can appear wherever angles and corners exist. If the angle is sharper than 120 degrees, it's even easier for them to pop out. Usually their arrival is preceded by smoke pouring out from the corner and then their head popping through. Now, I've been calling them hounds, but that isn't because they resemble canines. In fact, they're less dog-like than you're probably imagining. They're labeled as hounds thanks to their behavior, where they will pick up the scent of a man and follow him across all matter of time and space in order to feed. And once they have your scent, it's all over, bucko. It appears the only way to avoid them is to be somewhere devoid of all angles. This can prove to be quite difficult considering the modern world we live in. Man loves his angles. It's in our entrepreneurial blood. So, if you find yourself being sniffed out by a Hound of Tyndalos, try plastering up curves in every corner of your home. If that proves to be too labor intensive, it's time to retreat to nature. You get to be a hermit for the rest of your days. No sharp angles out there in the woods. Just remember, no cabins, lean-tos, or tents. Lots of degrees in those. And good luck making curved tools. And there you have it, 5 weird, wonderful, wobbly abominations from somewhere in the Lovecraft canon. How do you feel after all that? Are there any creatures you think are much weirder? Which of the 5 is your favorite? Make sure you let me know down in the comments. Speaking of comments, let's have a quick look at some of your more mayoral ones from top 5 most disturbing monster movie transformations, part 3. Evan Allworth says, wow, so excited to eat my Italian sub lunch after this lol. Thanks Keegan, 10 out of 10 as always. Nothing says stomach churning monster transformations like deli meats and hot peppers. Enjoy. Northeast Bass Fishing says, good job, the beast within is not a werewolf. Paul Clemens turns into a giant flesh-eating cicada. Correct. Good on you looking out. I may have slipped after a long day of script writing. So This Is My Life says, I wonder if Transformers is considered body horror to toasters. Auto body horror. Maybe. Oh boy, that joke was just, it was way past its Optimus Prime. I don't know if I could Bumblebee any less funny. Good night folks, I'm here all week. David R says, I'm still disturbed that there is no top 5 Dante's Inferno tortures. Oh David, where would we be without you? Keep on fighting the good fight, who knows what might happen. And Miss Midnight 3 the Boss and the Legend Friendly says, El Firsto. I'm sure you are, Miss Midnight. I'm sure you are. That's all the time we have for today. Before I do a backflip off stage, snapping both my ankles, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more cosmic content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Yeah. They are super technology advanced. Nope. How am I? What is English again? I forget. Plus, they can't be photographed. Photographed. Plus, but it is said that they have hollow proboscises. Big mosquito things. Bass Fishing says, bass fishing. It's a bass.